Mackenzie, you ever just want a devil that you can summon up that summons zombies?
Oh, that would be great. Could you make him a frog?
Absolutely. Today we're talking about the Nergaliid from the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. What's up, wormlings? Welcome to the Blue Dragon Guild, a channel all about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Baron.
And I'm Mackenzie.
If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. We release new content every week. The Nergaliid is a large fiend introduced by Matt Mercer in Critical Role. This was the first boss of Campaign 2, and this monster was really fun. As I kind of said in the intro there, it summons up zombies.
Yeah, wow.
And I like it.
The Nergaliid, his main thing is to feed off people who are asleep or basically unaware of any type creatures that they feed or prey on throughout the night.
If the Nergaliid's discovered, it'll try and bargain its way out of whatever situation it's got itself into. This
toad.
This may or may not work for them. Depends on how shifty your party is.
The Nergaliid, being a CR3, has tons of damage immunities, a lot of different conditions that can be, basically resistances and stuff, which can play pretty cool, more so than, just battling a normal frog or anything. It has a couple of neat abilities. It can hide with a bonus action. If anything's dim light, it can obviously jump, have a long stride leap thing as, a frog would, which is all pretty good at seeing a CR3 of him to be ready that early.
Yeah, and this thing doesn't have the best armor class. It doesn't have the best health, but all those resistances, the few immunities it has, that'll add up, especially against a appropriate level party. It's one of the things it's immune to is poison. They're throwing poison at it, and it's no can do. I mean, if that's what your character's all about, they're gonna have a tough time.
Oh yeah. So being like you said, with the low health, it's gonna feel harder than what it's gonna read if you just read the first box of the book, or the stat block of it actually.
Going down to the Nergaliid's actions, he's got a bite attack and it's got a tongue lash attack, something you'd expect a frog monster to have.
Right.
Their biggest thing is their Siphon Life feature. It's a recharge of 4 to 6, and the Nergaliid magically draws life from a humanoid that it can see within 40 feet of it. The target needs to make a wisdom saving throw. An incapacitated target automatically fails this.
Yep.
On a failed save, the creature takes some psychic damage, and the Nergaliid gains temporary hit points equal to the damage taken. On a successful save, they take half damage.
He doesn't regain life, which, is helpful. It would have been pretty gross if he still would have gained life.
Yeah. The best thing about this is if the Nergaliid kills a creature with this ability, it raises into a husk zombie. The husk zombie is also in the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount book. I highly recommend going and taking a look at those and using the Nergaliid and those in a really fun encounter. Going back to the low health, low AC, they have that. They have those resistances.
Oh, yeah. And
they can bring friends to the party with Siphon Life.
Right. Just if somebody goes down, there's a change.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great if, I don't know if this is how it happened, that shows up and has a couple of these zombies around it even. People will be like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then if somebody changes into that, the party will be like, oh my gosh, who are these other people, Yeah. Maybe they were somebody that was just in front of the party that you met, or somebody that had been in the town and you find out later. It's a really neat creature.
Yeah. When this was introduced in that first episode of Campaign 2 Critical Role, I was like, obviously I didn't know what it was, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And, the further they went along, the more stuff they found out. I was like, man, that's awesome. So I immediately ran up and grabbed the book, hoping that it was in here, and thankfully it was. So, Mackenzie, how would you use the Nergaliid in a game?
I really have probably in many videos expressed how I like frogs of it. Yeah. Whether, Froghemoth, Bullywog, any of them, Grung, they're great. I would almost use it again as, have this frog in a cemetery even, to be like, frogs go to wet places, swamps. If you have one near there, he's there. He's got zombies at his disposal, or just have him be a leader of some of the smaller frog people. And it could just be somebody you go on to and you're thinking, we're just fighting little tiny guys, spears, don't think nothing of it. And then, here's the big guy that, sits back on a throne and just, has everything brought to him because he's so much larger than all the other ones.
Yeah. The way that I would use the Nergaliid is I would put them in some random town or city even, and I would throw in a weird cult. With the cult, there would be special members of the cult who are on their deathbed. Those are the sacrifices to the Nergaliid.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are risen into the husk zombies. And while the cultists think it gives the Nergaliid some power, maybe it just gives him a few more meat shields.
Yeah.
And you know, however you want to work it, the characters, they find their way down to where the cult hangs out. They fight their way through the zombies, they fight their way through the cultists, and then they fight the big boy. I think that'd be really fun to throw at a party, just because with cult things, with devils, fiends, there's so many different avenues that you can take. And I think the Nergaliid is one of those monsters that your party will remember time and time again. So if the Nergaliid is a monster that tickles your fancy, go check it out in Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. If this is a monster that you have actually used in a game, tell us about it down in the comments below. We'd love to hear how things went down.
Yeah, Matt. And if you'd like to see more D&D content, be sure to hit the subscribe button.
And if you want to see a whole playlist full of wonderful monsters, check it out right here. And until next time, keep the dice rolling.